Hi everyone, welcome to Straight from the Divine Tarot. We are Monday, April 14th, 2025. I'm here to do a collective read for you. As you know, it's a timeless read. I don't use the signs, I don't use the genders because it's all energy anyway. So the way to know if this is your reading is by the description of the characters as well as the storyline. So take what applies, toss the rest. Don't try to make things fit if it doesn't. It's not advisable. You can switch the genders and the roles as you need to throughout the read. That is not a problem. Go right ahead. Just use your higher wisdom and discernment while you're listening to general collective readings, okay? Not every read's going to be for you. There are thousands of people here. I'll bring out the tarot cards. I'll give you the description of the cards as well as what I'm picking up intuitively. You know your story best. It can be all the cards, some, one, and or none, as I stated. And then we bring it together at the end. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. Thank you for all your love and support. I'm truly grateful to each and every one of you. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Let's see what Spirit wants to talk about at this hour. Spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, the white light. What's the message for the collective at this hour? What would you like to discuss with them, please? Okay, thank you. So we have exposing lies. The truth will eventually be exposed. Overarching energy. If there's anybody lying around you wearing masks, it's all coming down. Unmasking motives. Wow. Some people's true motives begin to surface. There we go. I like that. You are in a safe space, so do not worry. A place where you can truly be yourself and feel at peace. So maintain that energy, okay, at all times. It doesn't matter what they say or do, okay? They're just laying a trap for themselves. If they're trying to trap you into something, goad you, get to you, remain peaceful. Facade of concern. Wear masks. Again, someone's concern may not be sincere, hiding ulterior motives. So if somebody got other people to come up after you, there's an ulterior motive. And I did one read. I don't know if I'll post it. Maybe I will. I don't know. Anyhow, at the end of it, it's somebody got other people to come up after you. A hate train, some sort of crusade, based off of lies, because they had an ulterior motive. They want these people to suffer the consequences, potential consequences, and definitely the karma. They want their hands to be clean, but they think they're going to get away with it. They're not. Everybody involved is going down. They're going to get what they get. Karmic lesson. Can't make this up. There are karmic lessons in relationships that need to be learned. It's going to be breaking news. It might be on the news. Who knows? A surprising revelation will shift your perspective. Joint evolution. You and others are growing together, supporting each other. So they were trying to support one another, trying to support these people at the end of the day. Oh, poor you. Did this person do this to you? Did they do their homework? No. They just jumped on a bandwagon. They're adults, but they're acting like children in a schoolyard. Okay? Oh, it's complicated. Yeah, they got a lot of people involved. Different factions, different groups, different this, that, and the other thing. A lot of people are involved. There is an investigation, by the way. More complex than it seems. A lot of push and pull going on here, eh? Push and pull in the relationship causes emotional instability. So these people are maybe feeling unstable emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I don't know. Maybe the conscience is really getting to them. Because you have authentic vibes and they know it. You find someone who resonates with your authentic vibes. So somebody's going through an ego check here. Intentions are forcing you to confront your own ego. So why did these people do it? Maybe they're being confronted with it, right? Wow, maybe I did do it. Maybe I did F up. Maybe I did something wrong. Yeah, I'd say so. I'm sure a lot of these people are not bad people. They just did the wrong thing. I don't know these people. So exposing lies. Where are we going with exposing lies, please, Spirit? That's the last thing these people behind this want, is for the truth to be exposed. Yeah, you used your intuition to get through this. Sixth sense, intuition, subconscious. This might be needling their subconscious right now. I know that the divine and the angels are working on these people. Yeah, they're all in their shadow. That's why they're... I mean, we all have a shadow side, right? They're trying to bring your shadow side out, and it's not going to happen. Maybe you're in your north node, and they're in their south, and they're trying to keep you in your south, or something like that, or bring you back to yourself. It's not going to happen. The other side coexists in reverse side. You're independent. They don't like that. You're free. You're taking the lead in some way or somehow, or you're taking the lead in your life. You have initiative. Adjust. adapt, accommodate, compensate, and balance. They're going to have to compensate you or bring balance to a situation. You adapt, okay? They're under suspicion. They're being investigated. I know that. Vigilance, hostility, and jealousy. Collection. So somebody's collected some proof as to what was happening here. They're collecting people, collecting souls. I don't know. Be careful who you get, who you decide to side with. Okay, you might just lose your soul for doing stuff. In the last read, we're dealing with an anointed one. Touch not mine anointed, saith the Lord. There's a heavy price to pay for that. And if you don't believe that, read the Bible. Exposing lies and intuition. But some people just want to believe what they want to believe. They're still watching, mainstream news, media out there, and believing everything they say. After all the evidence is out. Do you understand what I'm saying? By the way, I did want to bring this up. I wrote it down. What was it? Oh, yeah. Speaking of stuff like that, and this is just an aside, okay? I digress. I apologize. But I don't know if people realize there are such things as karmic governments, karmic institutions. And if you haven't been paying attention to the news, I know I haven't, but, we get our news otherwise. Things are imploding in these different places of what's going on. It's happening macro and on a micro level as well. But, yeah, karmic everything is being exposed here. Already knowing the tea. So you already knew the tea, whoever came after you. Or maybe somebody in the equation knows the tea and they know it was all bullshit, but they did it anyways. There's recordings, there's proof, okay? Proof has been turned in, been found. If they're still harassing you, hounding you, whoever this is, hurting you, blocking you, let them do what they do, unless your life is at stake here, okay? There was something to do with magic as well in the last read, so just protect yourself. Let them do what they do, okay? They're going to bury themselves because they're just proving to the investigators what they are. Announcement, expression, and revealing. So it's something to do with breaking a contract or something to do with a divorce, trash, throwing away, getting rid of, and tossing out, burning evidence or deleting it. I said in the last read, it's already been found. It doesn't matter how much you delete, it's found. So it's something to do with a crime. Let's see where we're going to go with this. Exposing the truth. What was it? Exposing lies. Intuition. Already knowing the tea. So if you're highly intuitive, you already knew what was happening. It's all based off of greed. I just saw greed. What else would you like to say, Spirit? Tunnel vision. Yeah, they're wearing blinders. People are wearing blinders. You're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. They wanted to take your power, your energy. Stealing people's energy. You're a powerhouse, I just heard. Wow. So it's mind control. They're controlling other people's minds. They're trying to cover something up. There's missing correspondence or missing mail or messages or something like that. Or maybe somebody fucked around with your mail. Somebody's really thirsty here. Female, you or them. Something to do with a home and perversion. It's a cult. Okay? Abuse and neglect. Organized crimes involved. Somebody on the inside. That's all I'm going to say. Somebody on the inside. Okay? It is what it is. Surely some people out there have a conscience. They know right from wrong. Exposing lies. Intuition. Already knowing the tea. And tunnel. Some people live their lives with blinders on their whole life. And that's fine. But just don't go out there hurting other people. Okay? These are supposedly adults. I'm going with this, please, Spirit. What's the message? Single, abundant, independent, self-sufficient, stable, and secure. You could be a business owner. Oh, I already had 4. You could be a business owner, or they are. You're alone. Maybe you feel alone. You don't need... You have 9 out of 10 pentacles here. You're very stable and mature. You get your downloads right from its source. Male or female, place the genders where it belongs in these reads, okay? I keep hearing I want to be the one. So somebody's promised something to somebody. Maybe if you are an anointed one, somebody in the equation wants to pass off or give off like they're an anointed one, and they're not. I want to be the one. There can only be one. I'm hearing, what is that movie? Oh gosh, it's so old. I can't remember. It's that Scottish movie. With, what was it? Connor McLeod. There can only be one. Highlander. That's it. Thank you, Spirit. Maybe somebody's Scottish out there. I don't know. Thank you, Spirit. Somebody's not in it anymore. They got to walk away from this. 8 of Cups, or somebody you walked away from in the past in search of your 9th and 10th cup. Whoever this is, they're facing mountains here of hardship, the unknown. There's no emotional fulfillment or happiness. You invested, or they invested 8 out of 10 cups in a situation to find out there's nothing there. They want you to walk away from something. Thank you, Spirit. They want you to walk away from something that's meant for you? I don't think so. Overarching energy, truth and clarity. They're being exposed. This is illumination. You're speaking the truth. This is also source. Extreme happiness, maybe. It's also a matter of trust. Who do you trust? The Sun. Bottom of the deck, there's going to be some messaging here. They're finding out. They find. This is also find, discovery, messages. I'm not making this up. So there's some messages here. This is good news for you. You're very, remain creative and inspirational. That's who you are. This is good news for you. It's excitement. They're scared. This is a scandal. Oh yeah, this is fraud. This was unfair. They breadcrumbed you, used and abused you, maybe trying to intercept your money or your mail, didn't give you your money or your mail. They can't slow you down any longer. You foresaw this. You're still moving forward. They're plotting and planning against you, maybe to leave you out of something, reject you, abandon you. But they're feeling great. I'm really picking up. You foresaw this and you're still moving forward. Okay, you're not looking back. You're not reverting back. If they want you to go into yourself, no, it's not going to happen. Something to do with creativity or something like that with work. You have a bright future. They're grieving and regretting. Okay? Pouting and moping. They're blocked. They're trying to block you. If they're blocked, they're fighting. They want you to fight. You're standing your ground. You're divinely protected, okay? One person against many. That's what I'm picking up. Because somebody gave out some false information, misleading information about you. They really want you to go back to the past, but you're not going back to the past. Could be family. Could be anybody from your past, okay? They caused a lot of trauma bonding. There's maybe some fighting going on here. You're protected, though. Okay? Yeah, seeing through the illusions, breaking free. You peep their game. You're not toxic. You're not karmic. They can't bind you. Now, people might want to be... They might be detaching from this situation, or they have detached. I do know in the last read, they got a bunch of people to come after somebody, and people got hurt, okay? Whether it's karma or they got caught, I don't know. Could be both or either or. And they went around recruiting more and more. So, you know, more dummies. Sorry to call you that, but, you know, you shouldn't come after people like this. We're all adults, okay? Yeah, they wanted to sacrifice you. Somebody's feeling stuck or trapped. No illumination. They don't want anybody to know. It's been a waste of time, okay? Trying to stall you, delay you. They're hiding and cloaking of what they were trying to do. They don't want you to be seen. They don't want to be found out. Yeah, because they don't want people to see that you're innocent. Damn. Yeah, it's heartbreaking here. You used your intuition. This is a crime. Something to do with a divorce or a false contract, as we saw in the beginning. It could be warlocks. It could be corruption, abuse of power, abuse of authority. Okay? Yeah, they're going to jail, or they're stuck, or they wanted to bind you. They're bound. Stuck in their head, self-imposed. Trying to restrict you. Could be a platform as well. They want you off your platform. You're innocent. And this, maybe they've been doing it to many people if it's a platform or something like that, or a business or an institution. It's going down. They're feeling trapped and stuck, you know? Too many obstacles to overcome. Yeah, this is embarrassing and disgraceful. They want to embarrass and disgrace you. Yeah, it's not going to happen. You got to let this go. They're going to have to let this go. Somebody had a grudge against you and they came after you. Yeah, they were jealous. Doing magic. Claimed you were doing magic. Somebody's a hoe bag, maybe. I don't know. Male or female, place the genders where it belongs. But this is somebody that wants power and control. Very abusive. A bully. Jealous. Hateful. Spiteful. They're seething right now. They're going towards lack and loss, right? Poverty. Spiritual poverty, that's for sure. Their confidence level is way low. Of course, you'd have to be, you wouldn't have to, somebody that acts like this has no confidence. Somebody wants you on the outside looking in, but it's going to be them. They bore false witness. They can't come up with some monies. They can't. Somebody's not getting paid. Somebody could have lost a child or claimed that you had something to do with a lost child. I don't think so. This was a huge gamble, and they're lost. They lost. They bore false witness. They perjured themselves. They can't pay up. They're hurting for money. They're in debt. Or these people did something to come up against you, magic or something like that, and they're losing money. Yeah, it's a doppelganger wanting to be you, wanting power and control over you, or they try to devalue you and take away your rights, disempower you in some way, wanting to sacrifice again, wanting you to make a sacrifice. Or they're sacrificing these people so they can stay on top or be on top, bearing false witness. This could have something to do with the people at the back of this in the last read. It had something to do with a large amount of money in the family. Could be this inheritance or life insurance or something like that. But they got these people to do their dirty work. How's that working out for them? Could be a power of attorney and wanting to make you look crazy. Yeah, all lies. Yeah. Lying, stealing, cheating, trying to strategize a way to get away from this, to escape this. So they got other people involved to do their dirty work so they can run free. I don't think so. They're being exposed. This is public humiliation. They're parting ways. They're grieving and they're regretting here, crying over spilt milk. This was all a scam, doing spell work, right? Wearing a mask and sincere, love bombing people to get them to do their bidding. They didn't want you having love, friendship, and or support. People are seeing it clearly for whatever it is. You're not mentally conflicted. You let these people go, or they're going to have to let these people go. The truth is out. They can't stop it from coming out here, okay? They can't hide the truth. There's no more indecision. They got to come out with the truth. They see the truth for what it is. There's no more confusion. It's all a scam. Somebody was playing a little bit too much, and maybe they're trying to put the blame on you. Maybe they've done this to other people and they got caught. Now they're trying to blame you for it, an innocent person. Could be all kinds of things. Only place where you know, yeah. So they're being investigated. They're under surveillance, something to do online. They found some messaging online. They found it all, I just heard. So somebody got curious and went looking and they found it. There's going to be some delayed communication coming from afar. They've learned all they need to learn here. Somebody was greedy. A gold digger to cloud chaser, very manipulative, okay? Very materialistic and greedy and selfish and lazy. Jealous. Wow. Narcissistic, maybe. Could be a couple at the helm of this. Or it could be one person. It could be sociopathic or psychopathic. Somebody has no authority to do what they did. Self-serving. They're very dangerous, possibly. This is a pathological liar. I almost said habitual liar. A user, abuser, cold calculating and cruel. This was a crime. This was abuse. This was reckless, and they endangered many people by partnering up with them. So they got lied. These people got lied to come up after you. Yeah, they're finding out they all got betrayed. It was all lies. End of a cycle here. It's a harsh and painful end. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people involved, right? Cults, coven, secret societies. They've been blocked. They didn't want you having growth or expansion. Other people involved or knew about it, didn't take any action when they should have. This is a backfire. Something's stopping suddenly here. They can't move forward. They're trying to stop your forward motion because you're single, abundant, independent, self-sufficient, stable, and secure. This is pre-empress, okay, male or female. They want to be the one. Your love, you have a lot of self-love. You're very loved by the divine here. This is blessings from the divine, new beginnings, happiness. You spread love. They wanted to be you. They wanted your energy. They wanted your essence, I just heard. Wow. So this is somebody in the equation wants a doppelganger, trying to be you. If it has anything to do with your work, stealing your work, trying to make you look small. Somebody's in their emotions now. You're still building. Oh, sorry. Sideways. That's the challenge, is this partnership they got involved with. Yeah. It's a bunch of groups here. A bunch of groups. Wow, I didn't mean to say that. It's a group. They were all celebrating something. With this Queen of Cups in reverse, making you look bad. I don't think so. This is whoever was behind it as well. This is a karmic, very emotionally manipulative. They blackmail emotionally. They're superficial, shallow, and selfish. Self-serving. Very karmic. They don't care about anybody but themselves here, okay? They could have a power of 3 here. They've been stopped. They're not going anywhere. Okay? They can't get... Yeah, they have addictions, obsessions. They went to extremes, inappropriate behavior. Their world is upside down. This is disaster. His justice is coming in. This was unfair, unbalanced. There's no conflict resolution here. Yeah, seeing through the illusions, right? All that glitters isn't gold. Running out of options, don't have a choice. You are in your north node. You're divinely protected and guided. Divine stepping in and stop these idiots. Yeah, parting of ways. Okay, somebody could have had a car accident, lost their cars. I didn't have a choice, okay? They came to me and offered me money. I lost my car and I had to do it, okay? Not a good excuse. Do you understand what I'm saying? Manage your money better, you wouldn't have to do that. Or live within your means. They want to be a star. They want to be a star. Get rid of all the competition. I can be a star. Yeah, giving out false information, false impressions, a lot of conflict, a lot of trauma here. Unrequited. Whatever this is was not balanced. It was not reciprocal. You're not going back to your past. You're in your north node. Somebody could have lost their children or claim you had something to do with them losing their children. It was all bullshit. Okay? Ending a cycle to begin anew and learning lessons here. You could be online. Or they said this about you online. You're very protected here. Yeah, ending a third-party situation or collaboration. Not their creativity. They have no creativity, whoever this is. They can't find the chink in your armor. False contracts here. Unless someone's lazy. I don't want to put the work in and disrespectful. People are doing stuff without consulting the others. They don't want to put the work, and I just saw the lovers beneath that in the upright. So somebody claims that they're elevated and ascended, and they're not. They didn't want to put the work in. They're just lazy, stealing from other people. Yeah, letting go, giving up. Somebody's angry. They can't block you. Yeah, they're just under divine judgment. This is awareness. They're going to have to let go. Everybody's letting go now that they're aware. Their hearts are being weighed. This is awareness. They have to take accountability. Somebody's, yeah, they were played for fools here. Reckless, careless, and foolish. They took unnecessary risks. Guilty as sin, I just heard. Yeah, it was in the last read too, so somebody could make money off of somebody else. King of Pentacles here. Lots of money. It's an inheritance, life insurance, something. Okay? Family. Parting of ways, lack of trust. There's no coming back from this, okay? They have to cut their losses. The worst has happened. This is a nightmare. You're speaking your truth. That's why they want you gone. Be law and order as well. You're speaking your truth. You set boundaries and you cut them out. You're very discerning, astute, wise, intelligent, and intuitive. You're not mincing words. Why should you? Your thinking's not clouded. The clouds are below. Okay? They don't want you to be crowned as anything or anybody. Right? You have a higher perception here. Yeah, this is corruption, abuse of power, abuse of authority. Somebody was in their ego. Pride, wanting power, in their arrogance, doing magic, illusions, deception, manipulations, corruption. out of control, don't have all the resources. They did something too quickly by stealing your money, blocking your money, trying to steal your spiritual gifts. It's not going to go well for these people. You're still getting your wish fulfillment. Somebody's a glutton. You put the work in. You've ascended. This is self-mastery, mastery of your craft or your art. You're diligent, hardworking. Now the truth is coming out. They were working with dark high priests or priestesses to destabilize you, to make you homeless or others homeless. The party's over. They're talking shit about you and they know it. It's something to do with your work, okay? Unwise counsel, doing magic. How's that work out? Not good. Now they're unstable. Can't play games anymore. They underestimated you. They're counting your money, right? Something to do with an investment. You planted these seeds. They're not growing. Congratulations. You nurtured it. You watered it. They're looking back. Is this worth it? I don't think it's worth harming people. It's not worth it at all. They could be counting. If it's competition, they're counting to see how far ahead you are from them or how well you're doing or how much money you're making. That's bad, okay? So if they were affecting your money, their money's being affected now. Yeah. You're trying to avoid a tower moment, or you avoided everything they tried to do to you. Okay? Take it for whatever that is. This is ruin for them. They wanted to do this to you. Good for them. You're the Phoenix Rising now. This is over. It's over. Ending a cycle. If they try to take your life, wow. The proof is in the pudding. The authorities have the proof. Yep, they have to let go. Somebody's insecure and unstable. They have no protection. They're watching you from a distance. They have to let go from watching you, plotting and planning against you, going to the crossroads here. You're still moving forward. Congratulations. You're not waiting. You've ascended. You made a decision here, or somebody else is making a decision. It could be a third party. It doesn't have to be. You could be going towards a higher level soulmate. This could be just evil people, knowing that where you're going is, you know, in service to God. They're trying to block this, trying to say you had an STD. It could be an ex-partner or a third party of an ex-partner saying you gave them an STD. It's all bullshit. But you used your higher wisdom. And these people, some of these people, I truly believe some of these people are using their higher wisdom and they know the truth. Okay? Missed the mark. They tried to target you. They missed the mark here, okay? They hit the wrong person. The person that was telling these lies, these stories, is the one behind all of it. They had something to gain from it. It's a family or a group. Okay? They definitely scapegoated you. And in turn scapegoated these other people who are now reaping the karma for their actions. They're not happy. It's a group or a family falling apart. Somebody's malicious, ruthless, and cruel and careless. They don't give a shit about anybody, okay? They could be drinking. Could be a drunk. Could be in their feels. They're very malicious. Self-serving, self-absorbed. Emotionally manipulative. Okay? Very immature. Trying to act like they have power. They're a leader. King of Wands in the upright. Male or female. King of Cups in reverse. The storm is here to stay for them, I just heard. Wow, okay. Something to do with a family, a group, celebration, a marriage, stability. Their stability is going. They try to affect yours because you're fruitful. Maybe they're trying to steal your energy for stability. Choke on it, okay? I do know that certain people that are stealing certain people's energy, it's just going to make them sick. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. It is. It's conflict, competition, jealousy, drama. A lot of people are fighting right now because this is not a leader. They're finding that out. It's a warlock. It's a poser. They want power and control, but they can't control themselves, right? They never do the right thing. So if their group or their coven or cult seeker society is falling apart and they need some answers, they need help, they're not around. It's self-serving. Somebody bit off more than they can chew. Now they're scared. They have no integrity, loyalty, or honesty. Yeah, they're coming after somebody's destiny. This is change. They've been blocked. They're trying to block you. No. Okay? Here comes the police. They don't know what to do. People didn't take action when they should have. Here comes the police. This is awareness. They need to take action. They need to take accountability and bring back balance to a situation. It's radical acceptance. You're still moving forward. They're still trying to block you from moving forward. It's universally driven. This is victory. Truth. Truth and clarity. It's a breakthrough. Congratulations. A new beginning for you. People are going to be able to, you're unburdened. Communication could be coming through as well. You remained unburdened through it all, okay? Ending a cycle. These people want to unburden themselves, and they should, okay? They're taking on other people's burdens, other people's karma. They were lied to. I feel bad for them, but at the end of the day, is you should know better. Don't do this. Exposing lies. The truth will eventually be exposed. Unmasking motives, ulterior motives. Some people's true motives begin to surface. You used your intuition, you had to. Now these people are going to use their intuition, let's hope. People are in their shadow. They wanted you in your shadow. Yeah. The other side coexists. It coexists, reverse side. You already knew the T. There's somebody in the equation that knows the T here. There's something to do with the recording, or they recorded these people and brought it into the police. Okay? Announcement, expression, revealing. They were stealing energy, power, supply, whatever. Okay? Tunnel vision. You're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. These people were tunnel vision. They didn't see. They had blinders on. They didn't think. They just took somebody's word as gospel. Yeah, let's do it. It's exciting. Maybe their lives are boring. Maybe, they got, I don't know. Took them away from their problems for a little while. There's no excuse, but I'm trying to understand why people would do this. I don't understand, but it is what it is, okay? Oh, it's an underground groups. I get it. Like the underground stream. If you know what that means, you know. Here we go, coffee date. So people got together for coffee, maybe online or in person, planning, discussing. Multiple people in the past here, okay? There's history. It happened, left behind, looking back. So maybe you're not the only person that they did this to. They did it to multiple people in the past and ruined them. It's not coming to surface here. Locked. Missing pieces, detached, locked away, heart, can't move forward. So they're locked in. Yeah, because it's all because somebody wanted revenge here. Retaliation, plotting payback, punishing and getting even. For what? For being yourself? Yeah, lots of secrets here. Love affair, keeping things inside, not opening up illusions. A place that where it belongs. So somebody's wanted to take it out on you because somebody got cheated on. Somebody wanted to take it out on you because they, I don't know, don't have what you have. These people use these people's fragility. Use these people's hurts and traumas to come up after you and others, right? That caused a lot of conflict, though. Clashing differences, incompatible, irreconcilable. It could even be an ex is involved, one of yours maybe. Butterflies, feeling complete, can't stop smiling, happiness and devotion. They're feeling very conflicted because you're still happy. You're still devoted to whatever it is you do or whomever you're with. You're still complete with or without, right? Because you've healed. Heartstrings, stringing along, get pregnant, entrapment, playing with feelings. Now, I don't know with the pregnancy. Maybe you're getting ready to birth something new. But yeah, these people got strung along. Okay? It could be rivals. It could be anything. Tether. They're tethered together here, okay? They're tethered. They're going to be found out. They were blind. They were wearing blinders. What'd I tell you? Blinded to the truth. Watching you online. Wanting to know. You have a great deal of faith. Congratulations. Or they had faith in these people in their lives, and it was wrong. Wishing, praying, and hope. Magnifying glass. They've been found out. Showing proof. Validation. Confirmation. Finding the truth. What'd I tell you? They've been, sneaking online. On the phone. Fake profile. Hiding from you. Behind the scenes on social media. And now they want to escape. Wow. Avoiding, blocking, pushing away, and hiding. You escaped it all. How was that? Because you were guided by the divine, by your intuition. Muse. You're somebody's muse here. They were using your inspiration or your energy. Inspired by you listening to music, emotional bond, and song lyrics. Do you have something to do with musicians? I don't know. Obsession. Holding on, clinging, can't let you go. Anxiety. Well, if they have obsessions, they need to deal with it. End of. How do you want to end this, please, Spirit? Let's see who's involved. Let's get characteristics. I don't know. You probably don't know these people. Are total strangers coming after you, but at least we'll get in. This is for fun, though. This is just features, what they look like. There's a lot of people involved, so just take it with a grain of salt. This could be you or them, okay? What do they look like, please, Spirit? So that's funny. She came out again, wavy hair. Practitioner. What did I tell you? I can't make this up. And witch. Wow. Tribal. Mm-hmm. Older than you. Mm-hmm. Or you're older than them. Somebody with green eyes. They could have claimed you were a witch. You're doing magic on these people. You're not. You're too mature to deal with these people. Yeah, square face. Or these are mature people. They're supposed to be. Facial hair. They have a skin condition. Asian. Somebody has a tooth gap. That keeps coming out too. And this one too, exaggerated features. Maybe it's through makeup. I don't know. Maybe they do something. Maybe they had plastic surgery. I don't know. It's an elderly. Dark skin. Man. Markings. So they might have facial tattoos. Tall. I almost said tail. So somebody has a tail. A baby face. Round face. Male or female. One more. Come back here. An owl face. Oval. Owl face. Oh my god. Oval face. And straight hair. Owl face. Okay. What's going to happen to these people? Let's see what's going to happen to these people. What's the final ending for these people here? Woof. Could be some sort of witch doctor, pastor, priest, some sort of a spiritual leader. Very haughty. Wants eyes all on them. Yeah. Bringing this over here for this person. They might face this. I don't know. Somebody's getting a message here. You could be a messenger. There could be the angels are on it. They were doing stuff constantly, messaging people, wanting to take you out. Okay? They got caught up in a trap here. Surprise. They're trolling you. Constantly trolling you. They're all getting found out. Okay? It's over for them. They're going to prison. That's what's going to happen to them. They're full of sorrow. Some are sick. It was all over this fortune. And now they're in despair. They made a lot of money off of people doing this. Yeah, they were very joyful doing this. Maybe sending depression spells to people, right? They celebrated this. It was all frivolous. Somebody's transitioning here. There's messages here, a letter or something. They're talking. So they found, yeah, a widow or widower. They found proof. The police have the proof. There's an investigation. This is an enemy. Something to do with a home, stability, or business. They're feeling melancholy because you are a servant of God. And this is the soul's journey. They're going to find out one way or another. Okay? They could be going on trips. I get my trips paid this way by hurting other people. Look at me, look at me. Yeah, I get my tats paid for. I get plastic surgery. I buy my makeup. I buy my rims. At the end of the day, was it worth it? I think not. Congratulations for whomever this is. Until next time, take care.